Female tick engorges blood very rapidly and drops off the host. So it picks up blood from the host, that's the female, after mating, and drops off the host rapidly. Then the eggs can be laid anywhere in batches. So she uses that blood for reproduction. They later hatch to larvae, that's the eggs later hatch to larvae. Then the larvae develop into nymphs and later into adults. So you see that tick does not undergo complete metamorphosis from eggs to larvae to nymph and then to adults. The period from egg to adult is between 3 to 6 months, and sometimes it takes a year. Types of tick. Tick can be classified based on the number of hosts that it requires. We have 1 host tick, 2 host tick, and 3 host tick. In 1 host tick, at the larvae, nymph and adult stages, it feeds on the same host. All the stages, it feeds on the same host, and it transmits its disease through the eggs. In a 2 host tick, the larvae and nymph, they feed on 1 host, while the adult feed on another host. It transmits disease by infecting the different hosts. So this one is infecting 2 hosts at the same time. While in the 3 host tick, the larvae, the nymph, and the adult, they feed on separate hosts. So the larvae feed on a host, nymph feed on another host, adult feed on the 3rd host. So they transmit disease by infecting different hosts. The economic importance of tick. It causes severe loss of blood, that is anemia. Then there is emaciation or loss of weight. Death of the host may occur. Its bite causes great irritation to its host, serious irritation. Then it can transmit tick fever and heart-water diseases. Injuries or wounds from its bite may lead to secondary infection, or what is called opportunistic infections. Other things might come up to infect the point of injury from the bite of tick. Then the eye and skin quality of the host will reduce. The skin will not be good looking at all. Then its wound may affect flies, which will want to lay their eggs, and again larvae may be formed. That's a double problem. Then injuries may result in ulcerated wounds, that is, wounds that don't heal up easily. How do we control tick? First, you should operate under good sanitary conditions. You should dip your animals regularly in solutions containing aricates. Then you spray animal beddings with insecticide. You can introduce cattle egress to pick out the tick. That's biological control. Then you can adopt rotational grazing technique. Any infected animal should be culled, that it should be killed, taken away from the stock. Then you isolate new stock in order to avoid contamination with tick. So you don't just bring everything together. The next one is lice. That's characteristics of lice. We're talking about that's lice, but the singular of lice is lice. It is wingless with flat body. It belongs to the family Arthropoda and the class Insecta. The body is divided into the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. It has 3 pairs of jointed working legs. The mouth part is for biting and sucking. It lays its egg in nymphs. The eggs hatch into nymphs, and nymphs develop into adults. You see an incomplete metamorphosis there too. Egg to nymph, nymph to adult. Then the adults are transmitted from host to host by body contact. So once there is a body contact, there is a transmission of that disease. The life cycle from the eggs to adults lasts for about 3 to 4 weeks. Now we'll be talking about the economic importance of lice. That's the singular of lice. The first economic importance is that it sucks large volume of blood. Thereby, it causes anemia or excessive loss of blood. That's one thing you find lice doing. Then its bite can cause severe irritation. Then heavy lice infestation can lead to restlessness in the animal. Another thing that louse does is that it leads to loss of weight, or what we call emaciation. Then it also leads to low productivity in animals. Then the source that is created by louse creates room for pathogens. That is, it creates room for opportunistic organisms to attack the animal. The lice will create room for other pathogens to come into the animal and attack it. Then, how do we control lice? First, regular dipping of animals in solution of acaricide. So when animals just go through the solution of acaricide, they will be prevented or even cured from the attack of lice. Another thing is that you can spray the animal host with insecticide, so it will kill the lice. Then maintenance of good sanitation, I've said that over and over again, in control of these diseases, it goes a very long way. Maintenance of good hygiene is a very, very important factor if you want to keep animals and you want to really have a good sales return. Then you should avoid overcrowding, as overcrowding will also lead to spread of diseases. The regular brushing of the animal's body is another way to control lice. By the time you brush it, you are removing some of them. Then regular brushing will not allow lice infestation to stay. Then another way is to isolate infected animals so that it will not infect other healthy animals. Now, I'll be talking about the general methods of prevention and control of diseases and pests. General methods. Now, we've talked about individual pests and diseases with their control, but now, generally, how do we control pests? First is that you provide good and adequate balanced diet. When animals take balanced diets, their body immune system is heightened, so they naturally are able to come against the attack of any pathogen or pest or disease that wants to attack them when they are healthy, when they feed well. That's a pivotal one. Then the next one is that you keep resistant breed of animals, like the German cattle is a very resistant breed. So when you keep breeds that are resistant, they don't easily get attacked, or they don't easily fall for little attack or little opening to attack. They don't fall victim. They are not easily broken down by attack of pests and diseases. So that will also help your animal. Then the next one is that you maintain good hygiene. Vaccination, that is when you immune your animal on a regular basis against the attack of pests and diseases, such that when they already have the immunization in their system, they are able to fight against the attack of pests and diseases. Then the next one is that you isolate sick and unproductive animals so as not to allow such sick animal infect others. Then you should provide clean feed and water. Make sure their feed and their water is not contaminated. Then avoid overcrowding of animals. Call the veterinary officers for routine checkup. Just as human beings, it's necessary for you to check yourself up from time to time. Animals also need that. So call your veterinary officer to check your animals for you. Then you should restrict visitors from entering animal houses, because this one comes, that one comes, this one comes. They bring in different things. You don't know where they stepped into with their various shoes. So you should discourage it as much as possible. Don't allow visitors to enter into your animal houses. Then another point is that you should deworm your animals from internal parasites regularly. So when they take deworming drugs, internal parasites are dealt with by that. Then you should maintain good farm record for all the animals so that you'll be able to know the ones that are susceptible and the ones that are resistant to particular disease. So that, earlier we talked about animal improvement, so that when there is need for you to do breeding or what have you, you have record of the particular animal. You'll be able to pick out that, okay, this one, we discovered that over the years as we have reared this breed and this particular lineage of animal, this has been resistant to this kind of disease. So you can be able, it is easier for you when you have a good farm record. Now, to questions on this topic that we've just talked about. The first is, the following are disease-causing organisms except A, virus,
B. Bacteria, C. Predators, and D. Protozoa. Which of them is a disease is not a disease causing organism? That's what that question means. Then number 2, the water snail is important in the life cycle of dash. Is important in the life cycle of which animal? A. Roundworm, B. Tapeworm, C. Liver flu, D. Coccidium. Number 3, which of the following livestock parasites possesses proglottids? Which one of them possesses proglottids? The first is A. Liver flu, B. Roundworm, C. Tapeworm, D. Trypanosome. Number 4, name the causative agents for each of the following livestock diseases. That is, which parasites causes these diseases? A. Foot and mouth disease, B. Mastitis, then C. Newcastle. Now the answers to the question. Number 1 is C. Predators. Predators are not disease causing organism. From what I've taught you, predators are not disease causing organism. Then number 2, the water snail is important in the life cycle of liver flu. That answer is C, option C. Water snail is very important in the life cycle of liver flu. Then number 3, the answer is C, tapeworm. It's in tapeworm, the structure of the tapeworm, that you find proglottids. Then for number 4, the causative agent